6 weeks. 30 months since she filed for divorce. 18 months since he started changing. 12 months of proven documented transformation. The question isn't whether he's different anymore. He is. Everyone can see it. The twins, their teachers, his own frustrated board of directors, her skeptical parents. The real question is whether different is enough. Whether 18 months of doing everything right can somehow erase 5 years of doing everything wrong. Whether forgiveness is possible or just foolish. Whether some damage is simply too deep to heal. Catherine Adeyemi Park stands at the edge of a decision that will shape the rest of her life, her children's lives, and yes, his life too. Forgive or walk away. If you've ever been here, standing in the wreckage of something that was once beautiful, trying to decide whether to rebuild from the ruins or walk away clean, you understand. This isn't a simple choice. This isn't easy. This is everything. Smash that subscribe button right now, because this finale, you won't see it coming. Not Hollywood perfect where everything magically fixes itself with one grand gesture. Not quick forgiveness that feels cheap and unearned. Real healing that takes time and hurts. Slow reconciliation that requires work from both people. Earned happiness that comes at a genuine cost. Comment, Team Forgive Jae Young or Team Fresh, start with someone else. Because after 5 parts, after everything you've witnessed, the breaking, the separation, the wrong redemption, the awakening, the transformation, this is where we find out if broken things can actually be fixed, or if some damage is permanent. Let's finish this. Week 1 of the final 6 weeks. Tuesday morning at exactly 9:47 a.m. Jae Young's phone erupts with calls while he's reviewing his daily schedule. It's his executive assistant, then his CFO, then 2 board members in rapid succession. He finally answers the 4th ring. "We need you in the office immediately. The Singapore deal is collapsing. They're threatening to walk if we don't renegotiate terms today." He glances at his calendar where Tuesday afternoon is blocked out in red marker. Soccer practice, assistant coach, non-negotiable. "I can't make it. I have soccer practice with the twins." There's a pause on the other end, the kind of stunned silence that comes from genuine disbelief. "Mr. Park, this is a $20 million contract. And I'm coaching 5-year-olds who depend on me being there exactly when I said I'd be there. Handle the Singapore situation. That's literally what I pay all of you for. But figure it out. I have to go." He hangs up without waiting for a response and goes directly to soccer practice, arriving 15 minutes early like he always does now. He sets up cones, checks equipment, greets other parents by name. Things that would have seemed utterly beneath him just 2 years ago. When the twins spot him walking onto the field, their faces light up with that pure, uncomplicated joy that only young children can radiate. "Appa's here!" Arya launches herself at him in a full-speed run. He catches her, spins her around, makes her giggle. Aiden is more reserved in his approach, but unmistakably happy, his smile genuine and warm. "You're here again." "Of course I'm here. Where else would I be?" "Mom said there was a big meeting today." That stings a little. She still doubts whether he'll show up, still expects him to revert to old patterns. He can't blame her for that skepticism. "The meeting can happen without me. My team can handle it." Catherine is there too, sitting on the sidelines with her laptop balanced on her knees because she's learned to work remotely during these practices. She watches him take that phone call, watches him choose to stay, watches him run drills with a dozen 5-year-olds with complete attention and zero resentment visible on his face. She pulls out her phone and adds another entry to the notes she's been meticulously keeping, because yes, she's still documenting everything. Still testing, still waiting for him to slip back into the person he used to be. He knows she's watching. knows she's documenting every choice. He doesn't care. This isn't a performance for her benefit anymore. This is simply who he is now. After practice ends and kids scatter to their waiting parents, everyone gathering water bottles and shin guards and forgotten sweatshirts, she approaches him. Board emergency? She heard enough of the phone conversation to know something was happening. Yeah. Singapore deal imploding apparently. And you stayed anyway? Of course I stayed. Where else would I be? The old you wouldn't have stayed. The old you would have left mid-practice if they'd called about something that size. That again. He meets her eyes steadily, no defensiveness or excuses. I'm not the old me anymore. She almost smiles. Not quite, but almost. The corner of her mouth quirks up for just a second. No, you're not. She walks away to collect the twins, but he catches it, that infinitesimal softening in her expression. The wall she's built around herself is cracking. Just a little bit more each day. Wednesday brings a different kind of test, this one from his father. Family dinner this Sunday. Chairman Park Sung-min announces via phone call with zero preamble or greeting. Your mother and I need to discuss something important regarding company succession plans. I can't make it, Father. The twins have a birthday party that afternoon. Reschedule the children's party. This is about your future position with the company. The twins have a party. I already RSVP'd. I'm not canceling on a 5-year-old's birthday. You're choosing a children's birthday party over discussions about your inheritance? Over your future as chairman? Every single time, without hesitation. The silence on the other end stretches long enough that Jae-young checks his phone to see if the call dropped. Finally, his father speaks, his voice carrying something that might be grudging respect or might be deep disappointment. With Park Sung-min, it's genuinely hard to tell the difference. You've changed significantly. Yes, I have. I'm not entirely sure I approve of this change. With all due respect, Father, I didn't make these changes for your approval. I made them because I was destroying my family and I finally found the courage to stop. His father hangs up without another word, which is probably the most honest communication they've had in 35 years. Jae-young doesn't even feel the usual guilt or anxiety about disappointing his parents. He spent 3.5 decades desperately seeking approval that was never going to come from parents who were fundamentally incapable of giving it. He's done now. Completely, utterly done. Sunday arrives with all its chaos and noise. The birthday party is at Chuck E. Cheese, not his first choice of venue by any means, but the birthday girl specifically requested it, and that's what matters. It's loud and sticky and chaotic, and kind of perfect in its own overwhelming way. The twins run absolutely wild with their friends, high on pizza and cake, and the sheer joy of being 5 years old. Arya is the social butterfly as always, knowing every single kid there and making sure everyone's included. Aiden is more reserved but still fully engaged, enjoying himself in his quieter, more thoughtful way. Jae-young helps supervise games, wipes chocolate-covered faces, distributes pizza slices to grabby hands, referees disputes over who gets which prize from the ticket counter, and doesn't check his phone once. Not one single time. Even though he knows the Singapore deal probably fell through, and the board is probably furious, and there will absolutely be professional consequences, he genuinely doesn't care. His children's happiness matters infinitely more than any business deal, no matter how many millions of dollars are involved. Catherine watches him from across the arcade noise and chaos and sees a man who is genuinely present, genuinely engaged, genuinely choosing his children over everything else in his life. No visible resentment, no martyrdom, no checking his watch. Just pure presence. Week 2 arrives with unexpected vulnerability. Friday night. Both twins are spending the night at Helen's house for a rare sleepover with their grandmother. First time in months that both parents have an evening completely free. Catherine texts him at 6:47 p.m. Are you free tonight? His heart literally stops for a second before starting again at double speed. Yes. Can we talk? Just the two of us? Of course, wherever you want. Your place, if that's okay. More than okay. She arrives at exactly 8 o'clock. He's been nervous for the past hour, cleaned the entire apartment even though it wasn't particularly dirty. He just needed something to do with his hands while waiting. She walks in and immediately looks around, taking in all the changes since she was last here months ago. Kids' artwork covering the refrigerator door, their shoes lined up neatly by the entrance, framed photos everywhere, family photos, not corporate achievement photos. A home, not a showroom. You've redecorated significantly. They did most of it, actually. I just let them make it theirs. She picks up a framed photo from the bookshelf. The four of them at last month's zoo trip, all genuinely smiling, no forced poses, real happiness captured accidentally. I don't remember another parent taking this. Mrs. Kim from Aiden's class took it, sent it to me the next day, said we looked like a beautiful family. She studies the image carefully. We look happy here. We were happy. We are happy when we're together. She sets the photo down gently and turns to face him directly. I need to ask you something important. And I need complete, brutal honesty from you. Okay. Why were you like that? For 5 solid years. The absence, the coldness, the choosing work over everything and everyone. Where did it come from? I need to understand the root of it. He's been preparing for this exact question ever since Dr. Yoon helped him articulate the answer 6 months ago, but saying it out loud to Catherine, admitting it fully to the person he hurt most, is completely different from discussing it safely in a therapist's office. They sit on the couch with deliberate distance between them, not hostile, but not comfortable either. I was terrified, he begins, his voice already unsteady. Of what, specifically? Of being my father. Of becoming that cold, emotionally unavailable man who systematically destroyed his marriage through complete absence and neglect. I watched what he did to my mother. I saw their marriage up close, empty, transactional, dead in everything but legal status. And I was so utterly terrified of becoming him that I did everything he did. I used work to avoid feelings because feelings were dangerous. I stayed at the office until midnight because being home required vulnerability. I treated you like a business acquisition instead of a partner. I became exactly what I feared most. His voice breaks completely. I didn't know any other model for marriage. My parents were my only example and they showed me hell. So I replicated hell without even understanding what I was doing. She's quiet now, just listening intently. When we got married, I actually loved you. Genuinely, deeply loved you in ways I didn't know how to express or sustain. But I had no framework for what to do with that love. How to show it daily. How to live inside it. So I fell back on what I knew: provide money, achieve success, perform competence. That's what my father did, so I did it too. And when the twins were born, I panicked completely. Absolute terror. Fatherhood scared me more than anything because I'd never seen it modeled in any healthy way. My father was never present. I didn't know what presence even looked like. So I ran to the one place where I felt competent and in control: the office. Tears streamed down his face now, unchecked and unashamed. I destroyed everything we built because I was too scared to be vulnerable, too scared to admit I had no idea what I was doing, too scared to ask for help because asking for help meant admitting weakness. And you paid the price for my cowardice. You and the twins paid with years of your lives. She's crying too now, both of them sitting in this shared grief for everything that was lost and can never be recovered. You broke me, she says quietly, completely broke me. I know, and I'm so sorry. I can't undo any of it. Can't give you back those years. Can't erase the pain I caused or the person I forced you to become. I can only acknowledge the full truth, that I destroyed something beautiful because I was a coward. Why didn't you tell me any of this 5 years ago, when we were still okay? Because I didn't know it myself. Not consciously. It took 18 months of intensive therapy. Months of digging through my childhood trauma, my learned patterns, my deepest fears. Finally seeing what I was doing and understanding why I was doing it. And now I know the truth about myself. And I'm working every single day to be different. To choose vulnerability even when it terrifies me. To be present even when it's uncomfortable. To be the father and husband I should have been from the very beginning. She looks at him for a long time in the dim living room light, really seeing him. Not the performance, but the actual person underneath. That's the first time in 5 years you've told me the complete truth about anything. I know. I'm sorry it took a divorce filing to get here. 5 years of marriage and you never once let me see the real you underneath all the corporate armor. I didn't let anyone see it, including myself, especially myself. She wipes her eyes with the back of her hand. I want to hate you for all of it, for every moment. But I can't anymore. Why not? Because you're fundamentally not that person anymore. And hating who you were feels pointless when I can clearly see who you are now. Who am I now? Present, vulnerable, honest, real. Everything I desperately needed you to be. They sit in heavy silence for a while, years of accumulated pain hanging between them, but also 18 months of genuine healing. I'm still scared, she finally admits. Of what? That this transformation is temporary, that you'll revert back once the pressure's off. That I'll let you completely back into my life, and you'll destroy me all over again. I understand that fear completely. And I can't promise the future with absolute certainty. Nobody can. I can only show you the present. And presently, right now in this moment, I'm here. I'm genuinely changed. I'm committed for life. For how long realistically? Forever. Or until you tell me to stop. Whichever comes first. She's quiet for a long moment, clearly thinking hard. I have a confession to make. Okay. I've been in therapy too. Intensive therapy for the past 6 months. He looks surprised. I didn't know that. I deliberately didn't tell you. Because it wasn't about us or our relationship. It was about me. Healing from the trauma. Learning to trust again, maybe. Deciding if I even want to try rebuilding anything with you. And did you decide? My therapist asked me what I would need to feel safe with you again. What did you tell her? He asked, eager to know, eager to help. Time. More consistent proof over months. Evidence that this transformation isn't performance art. Couples counseling in addition to individual therapy. Maintaining separate homes for an extended period. Slow, careful rebuilding with no rushing whatsoever. I can commit to all of that. I'm not finished. I also need you to understand and accept that even if we do all this work, it might not be enough, that the damage might be too deep. That forgiveness doesn't automatically guarantee healing or reconciliation. The words hurt to hear, but he takes them without flinching. I understand completely. And I need you to genuinely be okay with that possibility. With the chance that we do 12 months of hard work and I still can't fully trust you. Still can't love you the way I once did. The fear in his chest is real and sharp, but he breathes through it. I'm okay with that outcome, because you deserve whatever you need to heal and be whole, even if what you need is a life without me in it. She studies his face carefully, searching for lies or manipulation, finding none. Okay, what? I'm willing to try, slowly, with extensive conditions and boundaries, but I'm willing to see if we can rebuild something. His heart stops completely, then starts again, racing. Really? You mean it? Don't make me regret this decision. I won't. I swear on everything I won't. She stands to leave. The divorce hearing is Monday morning. I'm going to withdraw the petition, but with strict conditions attached. 6-month trial reconciliation period. Separate homes maintained. Couples counseling twice weekly. We'll formally reassess progress in 6 months and decide next steps then. Thank you for giving me this chance. Don't thank me yet. You still have 6 months to prove this transformation is permanent and real. I will prove it. Every single day. She walks toward the door but pauses with her hand on the knob. And Jae Young? Yes. If you slip even once, if you miss even one commitment or choose work over them even one time, I'm done. Completely done. No more chances. Are we crystal clear? Crystal clear. She leaves. The door clicks shut. He sits alone in the apartment that finally feels like a home and allows himself to hope for the first time in 30 months. Monday morning. The courthouse. They arrive separately as required, her with attorney Choi Min-ji, him with his corporate lawyer. The courtroom gallery is sparse, mostly empty except for immediate family members. Both sets of parents are present. Helen and David Adeyemi sit on Catherine's side, watching with cautious, guarded hope. Surprisingly, Park Sung-min and Yoo Mi-sun are also there, sitting together in a way they haven't in years, actually close to each other, their shoulders almost touching. Judge Kim presides, the same judge who's overseen every hearing for the past 30 months. She's seen it all. The initial evidence, the supervised visitation orders, the slow transformation, the custody modifications, every painful step of this journey. We're here for final divorce proceedings in the matter of Park versus Park. She begins with formal precision. Mrs. Park, Mr. Park, please approach the bench. They walk forward together, standing side by side at the defendant's table, not touching but not radiating hostility either, just present. Judge Kim looks directly at Catherine. Mrs. Park, this petition was filed by you 30 months ago. How do you wish to proceed today? The question hangs in the air like smoke. Catherine's mind floods with rapid-fire memories, 3 years of drowning in postpartum depression while he worked late. The months of crying alone. The labor she endured without him. The countless nights rocking screaming twins while he slept peacefully in a hotel after late meetings. The systematic destruction of everything she was and wanted to be. But also, 18 months of genuine showing up. 12 months of documented consistency. The kindergarten play he chose over $53 million. The 2 a.m. fever call he answered without hesitation. The daily school pickups in rain and shine. The learned routines and memorized preferences. The real vulnerability she finally witnessed 2 nights ago on his couch. The twins' faces flash in her mind, their desperate hope for family unity. Their joy when both parents are present together. Their security and routine. Their resilience through all of this chaos. Her own healing too. The therapy that helped her rebuild herself from scratch. The realization that she's genuinely whole again, that she chose herself and survived, that she's not the broken woman curled up on a nursery floor anymore. His transformation. Real. Documented. Sustained over many months. Not perfect, but genuine. She takes a deep breath. Your Honor, I'd like to formally withdraw the divorce petition. The courtroom releases a collective breath it didn't know it was holding. His parents look genuinely shocked. Her parents look relieved but wary. Jae Young closes his eyes briefly, processing the magnitude of this moment, but Catherine isn't finished speaking. However, I have extensive conditions that must be met. Judge Kim nods, unsurprised. Please continue, Mrs. Park. I'm requesting a court-supervised 6-month trial reconciliation period with the following specific terms. We maintain completely separate residences during this period. We increase co-parenting time gradually but maintain individual spaces and boundaries. We do not rush physical intimacy or cohabitation. What else? Both parties continue mandatory individual therapy with our respective therapists. We add couples counseling sessions twice per week with a mutually agreed-upon marriage counselor. At the 6-month mark, we reconvene in this courtroom to assess progress. If reconciliation has been successful and both parties agree, we'll discuss next steps. If not, we reserve the unilateral right to refile this petition without prejudice. Judge Kim reviews her extensive notes carefully. Mr. Park, do you agree to all these terms without reservation? Completely, and without any reservations whatsoever. You understand that Mrs. Park retains the unilateral right to refile this petition at any point if she feels these conditions aren't being honored? I understand fully, and you're willing to maintain separate residences for at least 6 months, possibly longer? For as long as she needs, however long it takes to rebuild trust. Judge Kim studies them both carefully, weighing their sincerity. This is highly unusual. Most couples either divorce or they reconcile immediately. This extended supervised trial period is unconventional. We're aware it's unusual, Your Honor, Catherine says firmly, but after 30 months of litigation, 18 months of documented transformation, and 5 years of accumulated pain, we've earned the right to take this slowly and carefully. We need time to rebuild trust properly. The judge almost smiles, just the slightest quirk at the corner of her mouth. I can't argue with that logic or that timeline. She signs several documents with deliberate strokes, petition withdrawn with extensive conditions as stated and recorded. Trial reconciliation period of 6 months begins today. Both parties will continue individual therapy and begin couples counseling within 2 weeks maximum. This court will review status in exactly 6 months. Are we absolutely clear? Yes, Your Honor, they say in perfect unison. Then this hearing is formally adjourned. Good luck to you both. You'll need it. The gavel falls with finality. Outside on the courthouse steps in bright morning sunlight, reality begins to set in. Jae Young turns to her immediately. Thank you for this chance. She holds up a hand to stop him. Don't thank me. Not yet. Not until you've earned it. 6 more months, every single day. No slip-ups. I understand. I'll earn it. And if you slip even once, I won't slip. If you do, I'm done. Permanently. No more chances after this. We're clear? Crystal clear. Her parents approach carefully. David grips Jae Young's shoulder in something that might eventually become approval if he keeps proving himself over time. Don't screw this up, son, David says simply. I won't, sir. I promise. Helen hugs Catherine tightly. Are you absolutely sure about this decision? No, but I'm hopeful. That's enough for now. Jae Young's parents stand awkwardly off to the side, clearly uncomfortable with all this emotional display. But there's something visibly different about them too. They're standing closer together than they have in years. Mi-sun's hand briefly touches Sungmin's arm. Fleeting, but there. Catherine notices immediately. Are your parents? They started couples therapy about 6 months ago, Jae Young says quietly. I think watching me fight desperately for you made them realize they'd been living in a completely dead marriage for 40 years. They're trying to salvage whatever might be left. That's actually beautiful. The twins come running from Helen's car where they've been waiting impatiently, too excited to contain themselves anymore. What happened? What happened? Arya bounces up and down. Catherine kneels down to their eye level. Alma and Appa are going to try to be together. Slowly and carefully. Together? Aiden's eyes are huge with hope. Like a real family? Like us figuring out together what our family looks like. It won't look like before. It'll be different and new. But we're trying. Does Appa come home now? Arya asks with desperate hope. Not yet. Jae-young explains gently. We're taking our time. Being careful. But I'll be around much more. We'll do more things together. All four of us as a family. Both kids process this information with the remarkable adaptability that children somehow possess even after witnessing their parents struggle. Okay, Aiden says simply. That's good then. Yeah, Arya agrees. That's really good. They run off to play on the courthouse lawn, resilient and whole despite everything they've been through. Month 1 of the trial period is awkward but genuinely hopeful. They have family dinners together twice weekly at the cottage. It's stilted and uncomfortable at first. Everyone, hyper-aware of the enormous weight of this experiment. But slowly, meal by meal, dinner by dinner, the natural ease begins returning. Wednesday night couples counseling with Dr. Han becomes their shared anchor point. She's experienced and direct, asking hard questions that neither of them particularly wants to answer. What specifically broke you both as individuals and as a couple? How do you begin rebuilding trust after complete betrayal? What does real forgiveness actually look like in daily practice? They answer with painful honesty. It's deeply uncomfortable, but they both understand it's absolutely necessary. Month 2 brings their first real fight since reconciliation officially started. It's about violence and control. Of all things, Arya hit another kid at school. Not hard, not malicious, but she hit. Did cause harm. Catherine wants consequences. No tablet for a week. Jae-young thinks that's harsh. She's 5. Kids push boundaries. It's developmentally normal. That's exactly why she needs to learn now, before it becomes a pattern. Or we could talk to her first. Find out why she hit. I know why. The kid took her toy. But violence isn't the answer regardless of provocation. I completely agree. But taking away screen time doesn't teach that connection. It just punishes her. The old pattern once again would be him dismissing her entirely, taking over, insisting his way was right, simply because he said so. Instead, he asks, "What do you think would work better?" She blinks, not expecting that question. We could make her apologize face to face, and talk about using her words when she's angry. That makes sense. Really teaches the lesson. And maybe a shorter screen time reduction? 2 days instead of 7? You think I'm being too harsh. I think you're being a parent who cares about teaching right from wrong. And I'm learning that there's not one single right way to do this. She studies him like he's a puzzle she's trying to solve. You would have steamrolled right over me before. I know. I'm sorry for every time I did that. Now you're actually asking my opinion. Yes, because you know them better than I do. You've been here for every tantrum, every milestone, every moment. You earned your expertise through 5 years I wasn't present for. Her heart warms up. That's the second time you've acknowledged that. It's the truth, and I will keep doing so. You earned this knowledge through showing up every single day while I was building empires that seldom matter. I have to catch up, which means I need to learn from you. So I'm asking, what do you think is the right approach here? She thinks about it, really considers it. Apology to the other child. A real conversation about feelings and using words instead of hands. 3 days without the tablet. And she helps me make something nice for the kid she hit. Maybe a drawing or cookies. That's perfect. It teaches empathy and consequence and repair. They implement it together, presenting a united front. Arya doesn't love any of it, but she accepts it because both her parents agree. Afterwards, Catherine texts him, "Thank you for respecting my parenting once again instead of undermining it." He responds immediately, Thank you for letting me learn from you again. You're an incredible mother. Another progress from their previous fight before the hearing. Warm this time. Real. Earned through 1,000 small moments of choosing partnership over pride. Month 3 arrives with their first truly normal family outing. The zoo. All 4 of them together. No awkwardness anymore. No visible tension. Just family. They walk through exhibits together naturally. The twins run ahead excitedly, then circle back with rapid-fire questions and observations. Both parents answer, laugh together, point things out. Natural teamwork that doesn't feel forced. At the penguin exhibit, Arya spontaneously grabs both their hands, swinging between them with pure joy. "This is my favorite part of the whole zoo," she announces. "Mine too, sweetheart," Catherine says, and means it completely. Later, a kind stranger asks if they'd like a family photo. "You're such a beautiful family." Catherine tenses for just a second. Are they really a family again? Truly? But Jae-young just says, "Thank you, we'd love that." And they all smile naturally for the camera. When they get the photo back later, it's not Instagram perfect. It's real perfect. 4 people who've been through absolute hell and somehow came out the other side, still standing, still trying, still together. Month 4 brings the breakthrough moment. Friday movie night at the cottage. Both twins fall asleep halfway through the film, curled up together on the couch like puppies. Catherine and Jae-young carry them to bed together, a practiced routine now. Tuck them in carefully. Turn on night lights. Kiss foreheads. Whisper goodnight. In the hallway outside the twins' room, she looks at him. In the dim light. "Stay for a bit? I'm not ready for the night to end yet." "Okay. I'd like that." They return to the living room. Sit on opposite ends of the couch initially. But slowly, over the next 20 minutes of talking about nothing particularly important, she shifts incrementally closer. By the time the movie credits roll on the film neither of them was really watching, she's leaning against him with her head on his shoulder. His heart is hammering so hard he's certain she can feel it. But he doesn't move, doesn't want to break this fragile spell. "Is this okay?" he asks very quietly. "Yeah, it's okay." They sit like that for a long time, just existing together. Breathing in sync, healing incrementally. Then she kisses him. It's gentle, tentative, full of questions. The first real kiss in years. He kisses back carefully, letting her control the pace and depth, not pushing for more. When they break apart, there are tears streaming down her face. "What's wrong?" he asks with concern. "I'm terrified." "Of what?" "That I'm falling for you again, and that you'll break me again just like before." "I won't, I promise." "You can't actually promise the future." "You're right. I can't promise what hasn't happened yet, but I can promise that I'll try with everything I have, every day, for the rest of my life, to be worthy of this chance you're giving me." She kisses him again, longer this time. Years of pain and healing and fragile hope all tangled together in one moment. That night, he goes home to his own apartment, separate residences still maintained as agreed. But something fundamental has shifted between them. The emotional intimacy is genuinely returning. Everything else will follow slowly when she's completely ready. Month 5 brings the conversation about next steps. Saturday morning coffee date. Both twins at a play date with friends. "I think I'm ready," she says, without preamble. His heart starts pounding, aware of the possibility of what she means. Ready for what specifically? For you to move back in, not to the mansion. That place has too many ghosts and bad memories. But maybe finding something new. Together. Starting completely fresh. His hands shake visibly, holding his coffee cup. "Really? You mean it?" "With conditions, obviously." "Of course, whatever you need." We house hunt together. Equal say in absolutely everything. And even after we move in together, we take it slow, physically. Maybe separate bedrooms at first, until I'm completely ready for more. Whatever you need. However long you need. And therapy doesn't stop. Individual therapy, couples counseling, all of it. This work is ongoing and permanent. Agreed completely. And if it doesn't work after we move in, if I still can't fully trust you, you leave quietly. No fight. No making it ugly for the twins. Just clean separation. I understand and accept those terms. She reaches across the small cafe table and takes his hand deliberately. First, intentional touch since that kiss 3 weeks ago. I'm genuinely terrified this is a mistake. Me too, honestly. But I want to try. Really try. To see if we can build something better than what we had before. We will. Not better. Completely new. Because we're fundamentally not the same people who got married 6 years ago. Her lips pulls up in a heartfelt smile, unable to believe the wisdom of this new man right in front of her. No, we're definitely not. They spend the next 3 weeks looking at potential houses together. Not too big, not too small. Something that feels like theirs, not his or hers or haunted by the past. They find it in Seongbuk-dong. Modern but genuinely warm. Natural light everywhere. Space for everyone. A yard for the twins to play in. An office for her design work. A home office for him. This one, she says, walking through for the 3rd time. This one, he agrees without hesitation. Month 6. The court had already reassessed and cleared them now. The twins are officially happy they were getting a complete family. Moving day comes after that. The twins are absolutely ecstatic, running through empty rooms yelling about which bedroom will be theirs, where toys will go, making plans. The energy is pure chaos and joy and new beginnings. That night, after everything is unpacked enough to sleep in, they tuck the twins into their new rooms together. Good night, babies. Good night, Amma. Good night, Appa. We love you. Love you too. In the master bedroom, there are 2 beds pushed together but with a clear dividing line, side by side but separate. Her condition, her boundary. He respects it completely without question. This is weird, she says, looking at the unusual setup. Yeah. Good weird or bad weird? Good weird, definitely good weird. They lie in their separate beds in the comfortable dark, talking about nothing and everything. Plans for decorating the house, the twins' upcoming school year, work projects they're excited about, the kind of mundane married conversation that feels miraculous after everything. Jae-young? Yeah? I think I love you again. His entire world stops moving. You don't have to say it back, she adds quickly. I just needed to say it out loud. I never stopped loving you, he says. Even when I was systematically destroying us, I loved you. I just didn't know how to show it properly. Now I do. She crosses the small space between beds, climbs into his carefully. Is this okay? She asks. More than okay. They lie together holding each other, not making love yet. That will come later when she's completely ready. Just holding each other. Present. Together. Home. 2 full years later. The twins' 7th birthday party at their house in Seongbuk-dong. The backyard is absolutely filled with balloons, streamers, controlled chaos, genuine laughter. 20 kids running wild, parents chatting comfortably, grandparents supervising with fond smiles. Catherine and Jae-young move through the crowd like a perfectly choreographed dance. He grabs plates as she brings out the cake. She refills drinks while he organizes the next game. They anticipate each other's movements naturally. Years of practice. Real partnership earned through hard work. Helen watches them with visible relief. You two look genuinely happy, Really, truly happy. We are, Catherine confirms, authentically. No regrets about giving him another chance? About taking the risk? No, we're not who we were. We're fundamentally better. Different. David claps Jae Young's shoulder with genuine warmth now. You kept your promise for 2 solid years. Every day, and I'll keep it for the rest of my life. Good man. Across the yard, Sung-min and Mi-sun arrive together. Actually together, walking side by side with visible connection. He's carrying wrapped presents. She's holding his arm naturally. Catherine notices immediately. Your parents look genuinely different. Couples therapy for 2 years now. Weekly sessions. They're not perfect. Neither are we. But they're trying. Really trying. His mother approaches with a genuine warm smile that would have been unthinkable 3 years ago. Thank you, Mi-sun says to Catherine directly. She's genuinely surprised. For what? For not giving up on him when he deserved to be given up on. For showing us that real change is possible even after 40 years of being broken. We've learned so much, watching you both rebuild something beautiful from ruins. Sung-min clears his throat awkwardly. We're grateful for the example you've set, for showing that it's never too late. It's the most emotional thing either of Jae Young's parents has ever said publicly. She nods while Jae Young grips his father's hand briefly in acknowledgement. Progress ripples outward in unexpected ways. The twins blow out their birthday candles together. Both parents standing right beside them. The whole extended family singing. Genuine smiles all around. Not Instagram perfect. Real perfect. Scars healed but still visible. Stronger for having broken completely and then rebuilt carefully. Later in the afternoon, after most guests have left, Kwon Ha-jun arrives. Apologetic for being late. Work emergency ran long, I'm so sorry. No worries at all. Catherine hugs him warmly. We're just glad you made it. He's alone, as he has been for years now. Gracefully moved on from his feelings for Catherine, but hasn't found anyone new. How are you really? She asks with genuine concern. Good. Actually really good. Your family looks incredibly happy. We are. Earned it the hard way. The best things always are. Across the yard, Catherine sees her cousin Zara arrive fashionably late from London. 28. Absolutely stunning, radiating confidence. She's an international art curator in Seoul temporarily for a major gallery opening. Catherine gets an idea and grabs Jae Young's hand. I want to introduce Zara to someone. Who? Ha-jun. You're matchmaking? He deserves happiness too. He smiled in agreement to that. They approach Ha-jun together, casual and smooth. Ha-jun, perfect timing, Catherine says brightly. Have you met my cousin Zara yet? He looks genuinely confused. I haven't. Catherine beckons Zara over with a subtle wave. She approaches with that easy British-Nigerian charm that runs in the family. You must be the brilliant architect Catherine won't stop talking about. Ha-jun extends his hand professionally. Kwon Ha-jun, pleasure to meet you. Zara shakes it deliberately, holds eye contact just a beat longer than necessary. Catherine mentioned you specifically. Said you're brilliant. She's being kind. She also said you're single, workaholic, and terrible at letting people in. Teasing smile plays at her lips. Ha-jun laughs despite himself. She knows me too well, apparently. Good thing I genuinely like a challenge. There's chemistry between them. Immediate. Undeniable. Both of them clearly feel it. Jae Young grins at Ha-jun knowingly. Careful with this one, she's even more stubborn than Catherine. Zara raises an elegant eyebrow. He means I know exactly what I want and I go for it without hesitation. Ha-jun smiles. First real genuine smile in months. Is that a warning or a promise? Depends entirely. Are you brave enough to find out? Catherine and Jae-young exchange knowing looks and smoothly slip away, leaving them to discover each other. 20 minutes later, they're still deep in animated conversation. Both smiling naturally, easy connection flowing between them. Phone numbers definitely exchanged. Dinner this week? Zara asks directly. I'd really like that, Ha-jun says. From across the yard, Catherine watches them with satisfaction. You deliberately set that up, Jae-young murmurs. He deserves happiness too. They both do. Good for him. Good for all of us. Some endings really are just new beginnings. Evening settles gently. The party winds down naturally. Most guests gone. Just close family lingering comfortably. Catherine and Jae-young stand on the back terrace overlooking their yard, hands intertwined naturally, watching the twins play in the fading golden light. Still full of children's kind of youthful energy. 7 years since we first met, she says quietly. 6 since we got married. He replied. 5 since it all broke apart. 2 since we rebuilt it from scratch. Long pause. Both of them feeling the full weight and surprising beauty of that timeline. Was it worth it? She asks seriously, in deep thought. All the pain, all the struggle, all the incredibly hard work? He turns to her properly, warmth spreading across his chest at her constant need for him to reassure her. It felt good being needed for once. Unlike before. Yes, it was, because we're genuinely not who we were back then. She glanced back at him now. Better? Different. Earned. Real. Actually real this time. She pulls closer, reaches up, and kisses him. Gentle but full of shared history and hard-won hope and genuine happiness. The twins run over, interrupting the moment. Appa! Alma, come play with us. Coming right now, they say in perfect unison. They go together, partners in the fullest sense. Parents who fought for this. People who broke completely and somehow healed into something stronger. Not perfect. Perfect genuinely doesn't exist in real life. But present. Deeply committed. Choosing each other actively. Every single day. That's what real love actually is. Not the fairy tale kind that never faces real adversity. The earned kind that breaks and bleeds and fights its way back from the edge of complete destruction. The kind that costs something real. The kind that's earned through consistent daily choosing. They didn't go back to who they were. They couldn't. Too much had broken. Too much had fundamentally changed. But they became who they should have been all along. Partners, in every single sense of that word. And that was worth absolutely everything. Smash that subscribe button right now if this story moved you. If you believe in second chances that are earned through 1,000 small choices, not one grand gesture. If you know that broken things can be rebuilt, not restored to what they were, but transformed into something stronger, with enough work, enough time, and unwavering commitment. Drop a comment right now and tell me, are you still Team Forgiveness or Team Fresh Start? After 6 complete parts, after everything from the breaking, the divorce filing, the wrong redemption, the awakening, the transformation, the final tests, did Catherine make the right choice? I need to know your stand on this. Because this isn't a story about perfect people finding perfect love. It's about broken people who chose to heal themselves first, who did the brutal, unglamorous work of transformation, who earned their happiness instead of demanding it. If you've ever fought for a relationship or walked away from one, if you believe in transformation that's proven through action, not promised through words, this story was written for you. Subscribe to this channel right now. Then share this with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that notification bell because we tell stories about ambitious women who refuse to settle, about real love that's messy and hard-won, about redemption that matters because it costs something. Family, you've been with us through all 6 parts of this journey. You watched Catherine break, then slowly, painfully rebuild herself. You saw her choose herself first. Then, when it was actually earned, choose love too. Thank you for being here. Through every part, every moment, every impossible choice. This is how love stories should end, not Hollywood perfect and tied up with a bow. Real and hard won and worth every battle it took to get there. See you in the next story.